to our panelists. Amitabh Tiwari, we're going to get down to your numbers later, but with what See Voter seems to suggest, what if we go one by one? Performance of state government seems to be, it doesn't look bad, at least for the NDA. But when it comes down to preferred chief ministerial face, Nitish Kumar not looking good. You see that sharp increase, for Prashant Kishor. And then preferred prime ministerial candidate, Rahul Gandhi, would be stupendously happy with those numbers, especially after his Voter Adhikar Yatra.
Yeah, so essentially, if we look at the leadership battle, we see that Nitish Kumarji's graph has fallen compared to 2020 and consistently also here since the beginning of the year. However, the decline in popularity of Nitish is not being pocketed by Tejasvi Yadav. So that's a demerit, you can say, for Mahagadbandhan also. That is going largely to Prashant Kishor in that sense. On a combined basis, NDA leadership is almost equal to Tejasvi Yadav's ratings because NDA has 3 leaders in your tracker, whereas from Mahagadbandhan you have only 1 leader. On a satisfaction level, I would say satisfied or very much satisfied is almost equal to not satisfied at all. So which means that there is a close contest. This satisfied to some extent is a voter which could go either ways, either to the Mahagadbandhan or to the NDA or even to Jan Suraj Party. In terms of prime ministerial ratings received a favorable position during May, June, July in the aftermath of the Operation Sindoor. And at that point of time, we see that Rahul's ratings had declined. But from July to September, there is a 5-6% increase in Rahul Gandhi's ratings that can be primarily attributed to the Voter Adhikar Yatra. The numbers show that it's a very close contest and will go down to the wire.
All right. I just want to also tell our viewers, these numbers were recorded after the women-centric schemes have been rolled out in Bihar by the BJP. So interesting to look at it from that prism as well. Dr. Manisha Priyam, 4 sets of data that we have given out to our panelists and to our viewers. What, according to you, is most interesting?
So let me tell you, Preeti, data is taking a political life. Today is Maha-Ashtami, the day that a clay statue takes on a feminine form. And I would like to say very much that ultimately all the Maharthis who are fighting are all men, but they have to rely on cash transfer to women. That's the power of women. The Bihari women may not be out there in this leadership race either for the chief ministership or prime ministership, but they matter as voters. That's one. The second most important part about the big macro picture is that something is changing in Bihar, and that is that there is a place, there is a contest space for the political leadership in the state, which is why you can see that no one can feel that they are settled. Tejasvi, who may have had a 40%, seems to be declining somewhat. Prashant Kishor, who was not doing well, seems to be going up. A dilly-dally on what they have to say about Nitish means that people, and especially the poor people and the women, still not willing to. Everybody knows that Nitish Kumar is in the sunset of his political leadership, but yet they don't want to disrespect him. But definitely a space opening up at 23%. I would also say that all the satisfaction numbers that you state are just about 30% or so. It means that the space for the voters who want to get out of that core vote scenario and want to say, oh, I'm going to think I'm somewhat there or not here, which means that in the coming days, in the coming month, a political contest may be on in the state. Political leadership, certainly a question. And remember, it's not just the women's vote that's important. Prashant Kishor's dhamakedar press conference yesterday and day before have put question marks on many political contenders, and one has to see how much of that
let's take that question.
Electoral churning. Does the leadership
Right, Dr. Priyam, let's take that question to Dr. Raja Alok first up. Dr. Alok, do we call you a doctor, or is it our mistake that we've added the idiom there?
Sorry, I couldn't get you. Could you repeat again?
Dr. Alok, I just want to know, the doctor, the idiom there, do we keep it or is it our mistake? Are you a doctor?
Oh, I'm a professional doctor. I'm not a PhD doctor. I'm a professional MBBS
We are a
doctor.
professional
Anyway,
doctor. We are keeping
it's
it
your
right
choice.
there.
You want to call me Ajay or you can
Of course,
call me
no,
doctor.
no. We call you Dr. Alok. You've earned the degree. We are going to call you Dr. Alok. But Dr. Alok, very quickly, with what Dr. Manisha Priyam said, interesting, doesn't augur well for the BJP, especially look at the preferred chief ministerial candidate choices. You have, 2 press conferences that have gone down in terms of corruption charges. Is corruption an issue? We're going to find out later. But look at Samrat Chaudhary, who from 10.9% in July as the preferred candidate is now standing at just 6.8%. While you have a Tejasvi at 35.5% and a Prashant Kishor with a meteoric rise that you can see from February all the way to September, sir. These figures should worry you.
It's absolutely not worrying for us. Because, the basic difference in your figure is, all those persons you're mentioning, whether it's Tejasvi, whether it's Nitish, whether it's Prashant Kishor, Chirag Paswan, they are themselves a chief ministerial candidate. But BJP does not have any chief ministerial candidate. So how you can assume that Samrat Chaudhary is the chief ministerial candidate? So he doesn't fit in the column actually. Now let's talk about corruption. Now who's talking about corruption? A person who is no political entity in the state, who has just entered for the last 2 years doing Padayatra and doing corporate strategy and paying people for taking his logo all over to the auto rickshaws and to the bike movers by 2,500 and 3,000. All these things we have seen in 2014. This country has noticed this. That keep on carrying a bag and keep on putting the allegation one by one. I am carrying this G. This carries proof against Sonia Gandhi. Sonia ko jail bhejo. This carries proof against Sharad Pawar. That's what is happening in Bihar. And let me tell you, Bihar is not Delhi or Bihar is not any other state. It's the most political awakened state where people understand everything. And
Dr. Alok,
people understand what Bihar has
we have
gone
lots
through
of
in the last
numbers
20
coming
years.
in. Let's